Welcome to The Explainer. We're all looking for a more engaged, more fulfilling life. And today, we're going to dive into the science and the practice behind getting there. And here's the secret. It's not about changing what's around you. It's about changing how you see it. We're going to unlock how to master your single most valuable resource, your attention.
I just love this quote from Roald Dahl because it perfectly sets the stage for our journey today. It really captures this idea that a richer, more magical life isn't something you go out and find. It's a way of seeing. So let's figure out how to start watching the world with those glittering eyes and how to find those secrets that are hidden in plain sight.
So here's the game plan. We're going to start by looking at a really common problem in modern life, that feeling of being disconnected. And then, step by step, we're going to build a complete toolkit of solutions, moving from just noticing the world around us to deeply enjoying it, focusing on it, and appreciating it. Let's get into it.
Okay, let's dive right into a problem that I'm pretty sure feels familiar to almost everyone listening. That strange feeling of being physically in one place, but your mind, well, it's a million miles away.
There's a line from an old poem that asks, "What is this life, if, full of care, we have no time to stand and stare?" And wow, doesn't that hit home? In the crazy pace of life today, we get so caught up just rushing from one thing to the next that we completely miss the beauty and the joy in the moments we're actually in. You know what I mean, right? It's scrolling through your phone while your kid tells you about their day, or running through your to-do list in your head while you're supposed to be enjoying your morning coffee. We're present, sure, but we're not really there.
And there's this wonderful Japanese concept for this called wabi-sabi. It's a philosophy that's all about seeing the beauty in the ordinary, the imperfect, the everyday stuff. It's this beautiful reminder that a good life isn't about buying expensive things or having these huge glamorous adventures. It's about perception. It's about slowing down just enough to appreciate the little details. It's seeing the beauty in a chipped teacup that's been in your family forever, or the way the sunlight streams through the trees on your walk to work. It's a total shift in perspective.
So if the problem is that we feel disconnected, how do we start to reconnect? Let's get into our first and honestly our most fundamental tool. This is the foundation for everything else. It all begins with the simple art of noticing. Think about it. Before we can enjoy our lives more or focus more deeply, we first have to actually show up for them. So the foundational skill for building a richer life is just learning to turn on the lights, to stop sleepwalking through our days, and to simply pay attention to what's already right here in front of us.
Now, the formal term for this is mindfulness. And let's just sit with this definition for a second, because the words are really, really important. A receptive, non-judgmental awareness. That word, non-judgmental, that's the absolute key. This isn't about forcing yourself to feel happy or calm. Not at all. If you're feeling anxious, mindfulness is just noticing, anxiety is here, without adding that second layer of judgment, like, I shouldn't be feeling this way. It's just about seeing what is, the good, the bad, the totally boring, with clarity and a bit of acceptance.
Okay, so mindfulness kind of opens the door to the present moment. We're here, we're noticing. But what's next? Once we're there, how do we take the good things we notice and really truly amplify the joy inside them? This is where our next tool comes into play.
And that tool is called savoring. So if mindfulness is about noticing everything without judgment, savoring is about intentionally zooming in on the positive stuff. It's an active process. It means using your thoughts and your actions to literally turn up the volume on joy and make it last longer. So take that first sip of coffee in the morning. Savoring isn't just drinking it. No, it's consciously noticing the warmth of the mug in your hands, breathing in that rich aroma, really tasting the flavors. You're actively using your senses to make the experience better.
This slide just lays out the difference perfectly. Think of it this way. Mindfulness is your wide-angle lens. It takes in the entire scene, the good, the bad, the neutral, with this open, accepting awareness. Savoring, that's your zoom lens. You zero in on one beautiful, positive detail, and you intentionally try to enhance it and make that good feeling last. One opens the door to the moment, and the other invites the good stuff in to stay for a while.
And this leads to a really fascinating question that researchers have looked into. Are these just two separate tools you can pull out of your toolbox, or is there something more going on? And the science is clear. They aren't just distinct, they're incredibly synergistic. When you put them together, their combined power is way, way bigger than the sum of their parts. This chart visualizes something so cool that came out of the research. Just look at that bar on the far right. What it's showing us is that people who are highly mindful get a much, much bigger happiness boost from savoring positive moments. And why is that? Well, it makes perfect sense when you think about it. You can't savor what you don't even notice. Mindfulness is the act of noticing the good thing in the first place, and savoring is the act of turning up the volume on it. They work as a team. Mindfulness provides the fuel for the fire of savoring.
All right, so we've learned to notice the present and savor the good stuff. But there is an even deeper state of engagement we can tap into, a state of total immersion where we can kind of lose ourselves completely in what we're doing. Let's talk about the concept of flow. I am almost positive you know this feeling. We often call it being in the zone. It's that magical state where you're so completely absorbed in what you're doing that the outside world, all the distractions, even your sense of self just kind of fades away. Hours can feel like minutes. It's this incredible state of peak performance and deep, deep enjoyment.
So how do we get there? Here's the crucial part. Flow isn't some random, mystical thing that just happens. Research shows there's a recipe, and it requires these 3 specific ingredients. 1. You need clear goals. 2. You need immediate feedback on how you're doing. And 3. This is the big one. The task has to be perfectly balanced. It's got to be challenging enough to keep you engaged, but not so hard that it makes you anxious. It's that sweet spot right between boredom and overwhelm. I mean, think about playing a great video game. The goal is clear, you get instant feedback, and the difficulty ramps up right alongside your skill level. We can actually design that same structure into our work and our hobbies.
Let's move on to our next tool. This is a practice that doesn't just happen in the moment, but actually helps us reflect on our experiences. It reinforces our ability to see and enjoy the good, and it creates this amazing positive feedback loop in our lives.
And that is gratitude. And it's really important we look at this broader definition. Gratitude isn't just an action, like saying thank you. It's a whole state of being, an overall appreciation for what's valuable in your life. It could be feeling thankful for your health after a long walk, or for a beautiful sunset, or just for a quiet moment with someone you love. It's a mindset of thankfulness.
And let me tell you, the research here is just overwhelming. Countless studies show this strong, consistent link between practicing gratitude and just having higher levels of well-being, happiness, and life satisfaction. When we consciously take the time to appreciate the good stuff, we're essentially training our brains to notice it more often. This creates that positive upward spiral we talked about, which in turn makes it easier to be mindful and to savor even more positive moments in the future. So, we've explored mindfulness, savoring, flow, and gratitude. We've seen how they work, and more importantly, how they all build on each other. So for our final section, let's put it all together. Let's build a practical toolkit you can start using right away. So, if you want to cultivate more gratitude, you can try any of these super simple, research-backed exercises. A gratitude journal, for instance, it can be as simple as writing down 3 things that went well each day and why they went well. It literally takes 2 minutes, and it is so powerful. Or if you want a huge, lasting boost to your happiness, try writing a gratitude letter, a real, handwritten thank you note to someone who made a difference in your life. And if you can, read it to them. It's a game changer. And what about experiencing more flow? Well, it's all about intentionally engineering the right conditions. Think about the activities in your life, your work, your hobbies, your workouts. Which ones already have clear goals? Which ones give you immediate feedback? Actively look for or even design tasks that hit that perfect sweet spot of challenge and skill. And of course, you got to minimize those distractions so you can give yourself a real chance to get fully immersed.
So the ultimate takeaway here is that a richer, more engaged life really comes down to a choice. It's about choosing where you place your attention. The tools we talked about today, mindfulness, savoring, flow, and gratitude, they give you the power not just to live your life, but to truly experience it. So the only question left is, what beauty will you choose to see today?